Alright, so I have a request from one of our viewers for a genetics video particular to their breeding program. What they want to do is they have a spangled peacomb bloodline and they have a red straight comb bloodline, and they want to know how to get the spangle color into their straight comb bloodline but retain the straight comb. Now, body type, feather type, head shape tend to go along with the comb, I have found. Both of these bloodlines are Wheaten based, as far as I know, and both of them have white legs. So those two factors you don't have to take into consideration. Here's the two things you need to remember to start this off. P-comb is dominant to straight comb, and spangle is recessive. So, a lot of these bloodlines you see today where people say they're P-comb, they're not true P-combs. They've got that big floppy P-comb, and I'll bet you most of those bloodlines will throw the occasional straight comb. If they don't, then that means that they had straight comb in their ancestry and picked up some modifier genes that enlarge the size of the comb so that it still flops even though it breeds true to P-comb. It could also be a case where your hens have such a small comb that it's hard to delineate if they're straight or P-combed or whatnot. Okay, so just to get that clarified, the initial cross we're going to do a P-comb spangle to a straight comb red. You can use rooster, P-comb, or straight comb. You know, it doesn't matter which direction you go with this. Your first generation are all going to have those big, ugly, flopped over P-combs, and they're going to come out reds, but they're going to carry spangle. And if you look at the back of the head, tips of the wings, things like that, you might see a little bit of spangling in the feathers. Now, from there, you go to your second, so this is what they'd call, I think, the P1 generation, the parent generation. This is your F1, that's your first offspring generation. And we're going to go with option 1 here. So we're going to alphabetize the different colors and variations that come out here, just to make it easier to understand this chart. Your P-comb spangle's A, straight comb red is B, and their offspring was C. So the second generation here, from the parent you're going to your first offspring, we're going to cross a C back to a B. And I'm listing the males first generally. That's just kind of habit of how you do it, I guess. But I would prefer personally to use the crossbred males in this because it's going to be easier to tell their comb type because it gets bigger. So we're going to breed one of those half and halves back to your B straight comb red. It doesn't have to be the same exact bird that you used in the first generation, as long as it's the same bloodline and the bloodline breeds true. From there, you're going to get 4 different types of birds genetically, but you're only going to get 2 types phenotypically. Phenotypically means how they look. Genotypically is what their genes are. So you're going to get about 50% flop comb reds. 25% of those will carry spangle, and 25% will not carry spangle, and you won't really know until you breed them. The other 50% should come straight comb. Straight comb, again, is recessive to P-comb, so once it pops up, you shouldn't get any more P-combs out of these straight comb birds if they have a true straight comb. Here again, they're going to look red, and half of those are going to carry spangle. So you look through your straight comb reds out of this generation, and they are going to be 3/4 of your B bloodline right off the bat there. And you're going to look for little hints that they might have spangling. Now, what I would recommend is to do this mating over multiple hens, so you're dealing with, multiple half siblings or cousins, or however you want to put it, because that's going to widen your genetic base to work from, and this is going to take multiple generations, so you don't want to keep breeding brother to sister or son to mother or whatever. So you're going to pick two of these. We're going to label them G, and you're going to breed these two G's together, and this is kind of saving you the step of doing a test mating, because a true test mating would be to breed one of these birds back to the Peacomb Spangle to prove that it carries spangling, but then you have birds that are going in the opposite direction of what you want to do. So we're going to take two of the G's, which is straight comb red, carry spangle, breed them together. That's going to be your F2 generation. From that, you're going to get, if I remember correctly, 3 different delineations. You're going to get straight comb reds that will never produce a spangle. You're going to get straight comb spangles, and you're going to get straight comb red that carry spangle, because you've eliminated the Peacomb trait at this point. And I don't remember what I said up here earlier, but since these birds are out of the same type of mating, the percentages of the blood of the initial parents will be the same. So then you've got, let's see, I think I did that wrong there. Okay, so these will be half and half. Breed these together. Yep, they'll still be half and half. That's correct. No. The C is half and half. Breed back to the B. So at this point, they're already 3/4 and 1/4. That's what I thought. Okay, now I've corrected that. So we're still on the F2 generation. Alright, you're going to take a straight comb spangle out of that generation, which is 3/4 of your B blood, and you can do them bred back to the B blood again to increase the amount of blood of your original line. The offspring at that point, the K here, will go back to being straight comb reds that carry spangle. And the reason they'll all carry spangle is because one parent was spangled. They will be at this point 7/8 of your original straight comb red blood. Now, once you get to this point, it kind of depends on how you want to do this. This is your F4 generation. I'm going to give you 2 options. First option, basically do a repeat of generation 2. You take 2 Ks this time, breed them together. You're going to get straight comb reds, straight comb spangles, straight comb reds that carry spangle, and you're going to be up to 15/16 of your normal straight comb red blood. Or you can do a K back to a B, and you're going to go back to having straight comb reds that carry and straight comb reds that don't. And from there, it's just a matter of how many generations do you want to go till you've basically written out all of the Peacomb spangle blood. You know, do you want to go into like 1/32nd, 1/64th territory? Every generation from here on out is going to be the same option. You're going to either breed 2 birds together of the previous generation and hold them at the percentage they're at, and just keep selecting for that straight comb spangled red, or you can keep taking a bird from the previous generation and breeding it back to your pure straight comb reds, and then knowing that the generation after that you're going to have a bird that's a carrier and a bird that's not, and you're going to have to try and breed that color to pop back in. But if you don't want them all coming spangle, that would probably be the route to go. You know, once you get a couple spangles popping up, you can breed them in there here and there and just kind of keep the gene in the gene pool. If you want them all spangled, basically you just got to breed spangle to spangle. It's that simple. But I hope this clarifies it a little bit, and if I left anything out or I confused you, just comment in the comments. So have a good one. I'm off to brave this cold weather. We got our first snow yesterday, so have a good one.